Greetings and welcome everyone. Please let me know if you can hear me by typing a Y on the text chat. All right, wonderful. Wow, what a beautiful audience. So I'm going to unmute the line for our host for tonight, Dr. Fauzia Moi.
Hi, everyone. Good day and welcome to this webinar. We welcome you all from the platform of Diabetes Wellness Center. And as you all know that we at Diabetes Wellness Center strive to bring positive changes in the life of people, and especially the people with diabetes and chronic diseases. So going in line with our missions, we have invited a renowned energy clearing practitioner, Mrs. Shazia Nasobhani, and she will be introducing herself in the beginning of her webinar. And all I can say is just relax, sit back, and enjoy her talk. And in the end of the session, Mrs. Shazia is going to open the floor for questions and answers. And if anyone wants to ask a question, by unmuting themselves, they will be most welcome, or you can type the question. So the floor is all yours, Mrs. Shazia. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fauzia and your team for inviting me on this platform. It's a really great honor for myself to be in this beautiful presence of the team and the audiences which are showing up. I believe I have more than 32 audiences online at the moment, and as we are going to progress, maybe more are joining because over 100 were registered. So I'm looking forward for an interactive session with you all and hoping that you all receive great insights and clarity from our discussion today. So kindly make sure that you guys are all away from all sort of distractions during 1 hour and so, and that you are focused with me, as your ultimate focus is required in order to gain the benefit from your given time. So really, it's great to have you all joining me in this special webinar. And once again, thank you very much to Diabetes Wellness Center Pakistan for organizing it and for inviting me over. So without any further ado, let us begin. We are going to start the discussion by a little bit of information about myself and the motivation that is behind the energy work that I do. I will be talking about the universal law of frequency and vibration. What are the major problems in the world nowadays, and what are the reasons that are behind these problems? We will also be touch basing the power of our thoughts and how they impact on our health, how to use life force colors, which is probably something new for you guys. But this is what I do actually. I work with colors, geometries, the power of my intention in order to bring the shifts in people's life. So this is something that is going to be a very fun exercise for all of you. Also, we are going to talk about what matters the most, our inspirations, and the way forward. So as per the discussion agenda, the very first point is around myself, like just a brief introduction about who I am. I am basically an information technology specialist, and I am also a researcher, a bioinformatician as well, plus a project manager, working currently as a clinical genomics program project manager in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So my background is all about IT. So please excuse me if I use too much of the technical words, but since my passion is all about providing solutions, be it IT related or energetic clearing, I do bring in a lot of concepts of information technology into my work. Now, I'm practicing this modality since more than 18 years now, and I have actually achieved a reputation of being able to assist thousands of people across the globe in finding true empowerment and clarity on all levels of their life. My mission is to leave a legacy of absolute harmony, congruency, coherence, self-mastery, and self-healing powers for the future generation, including all of us. And my slogan is, be empowered. So since the concept of my talk revolves around the concept of energies, quantum healing modalities, frequencies, and vibrations, I want you to quote here this by Nikola Tesla, that if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. It's a very famous quote. You probably have already heard about it. Yeah? Now, understand that the universal law of energy, frequency, and vibration revolves around the concept that everything is in constant state of receiving and radiating energy. Nothing is at rest. Everything is in a constant state of vibration. So the frequency of this energy actually falls on a spectrum of ranges from light to dark. Light energy is infinite, effortless, and it is rooted in love, while dark or shadow energy is basically dense and it is rooted in fear. As an electromagnetic being, which we are by birth, we are like a magnetic sponge attracting the frequencies and the energies from our surrounding. We attract experiences and relationships that matches our frequency with which we are vibrating and oscillating. So how do you know what frequency you are vibrating at? What is the pointer that indicates if you are moving with the light energy or with the dark energy? What do you think? Well, you may sense this energy by seeing colors, or maybe sometimes by hearing sounds, or you may just know it intuitively. Like if you pause before you think, if you pause before you say out anything, or then there's always some kind of an inner feeling that whether or not you are moving with a negative aspect of the energy or the positive aspect of the energy. Yeah. So just understand that if we are using the dark side of the energy, which I'm going to tell you in a minute how it actually manifests into reality, then we end up blocking our evolution into the light. But at the same time, understand that using the shadow frequencies also is our doorway to find the light. After every darkness, there is a light. Yeah? So every time when we face a difficult challenge, when we face a conflict, then we are in the presence of a dense vibrational energy because it really feels heavy on ourselves. Now, in these moments, we have a choice about how we want to respond to this kind of energy. We can go towards the light by attempting to learn from the challenge, with our thoughts literally transmuting the dense energy into high vibrational energy, or we can remain entrapped by our pain. It's a choice point. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to talk about which revolves around the power of our intention, the power of our thoughts, our choices. Now, major problems that majority of humanity is suffering is based on the following points. And these are just like journal areas that I have written here. Maybe you can think about something more additional to what I have jotted down here. So the major problems are people are most of the time competing with one another. There's always some sense of a competition, be it among students, be it among celebrities, be it among sportsmen, or even within the relations. Then we also have another major problem in the form of anger issues, anxiety, lack of motivation, uncertainty, fear, depression, you name it. Now, what are the reasons behind these problems? Understand this slide very clearly because this is basically the foundation of all the issues that we encounter in our life. If a person energizes thoughts like, I hate, and then you can fill in the blank. I'm just putting the first two words so that you just get the idea of what I'm trying to explain here. If a person energizes thoughts like, I am afraid of, fill in the blanks. I am not good enough. It is too good to be true. I do not have enough. I am not worthy of. I don't deserve. I am sick. I am not, and then fill in the blank. Like just look at the pattern of these thoughts that usually we are running unconsciously in our brain. We are not actually planning to run these thoughts, but they are just happening because this is how our wiring has been set in our brain. This is how a human operating system works. Now, once all these thoughts are energized, they result in mental issues like depression, anxiety, insomnia. So obviously a person is going to go under the episodes of depression if they are energizing a thought that I am not good enough. I do not have enough. I am not worthy of. I don't deserve. So they are literally programming their state of mind to go with these kind of thoughts, thereby creating mental issues like depression, anxiety, insomnia, which in return translates into lack of motivation, anger, acts of victimization, failure in careers, problems with relations, physical illness, unworthiness, undeservedness, guilt, shame, and many more. But these are like the highest priority issues that humanity is suffering from. And as you can see, if you can backtrack it, it all begins with a thought. You getting my point here? So understand that whenever you put any statement after the word I am or anything after I, you are basically programming your mind with the frequency of that statement. And your body being an intelligent creation by the divine source, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's simply going to respect your order, which is coming to it in the form of this statement of your mind. We are designed to obey whatever comes in the form of thoughts. Our body responds to the frequency of our thoughts. Every single cell of our body is an intelligent mind by itself. You understand that, yeah? Now, the power of your thoughts. This is yet another very important concept that you require to understand, regardless of your status, regardless of your age, regardless of your gender, nationality, your faith and belief. What is the power of your thought? Every single thought contributes towards creating a reality for the collective. Now, what is a collective? A collective is everyone that exist on this planet as well as in the universe with you at the same point in time. This is how powerful our thoughts are. they have the ability to affect not only our personal reality, but also the reality of the collective. And you probably will question this, that how is it even possible? How can a small piece of statement that I am not good enough, I am not worthy of, I do not have enough, can impact the collective? Well, this is how the universe operates. It operates based on the frequency. And the frequency of the thoughts is similar to the speed of light. It has the same impact in the collective environment, just like a light impacts us. And thoughts and emotions, they go hand by hand. So thoughts, you can consider them as the DNA of the universe. They contain the information that gives form to our physical life experiences. Thoughts that are given power, or you can say the thoughts that are energized by fear-based emotions such as anger or frustration or anxiety, they are going to become things in the physical life experience, and then we end up experiencing them as negative or bad. Now, the imprints of unworthiness, that I am not worthy of goodness, or I'm not worthy of having abundance, I'm not worthy of love. Similarly, imprints of undeservedness, that I don't deserve a happy life, I don't deserve abundance. Imprints of guilt, of shame, of not having enough in the form of poverty consciousness, negative thoughts about oneself, doubting oneself, and doubting the outcomes of your action plans, they all are responsible for blocking a person from achieving their greatness. How many of you are on any kind of a medical prescription? Just let me know. A medical prescription that you are taking daily. And if you're not taking it daily, then most probably it's something that is not really favorable for your health. Okay, so several of you are taking the medical prescriptions. All right. So this means that you do understand that taking a regular dose of medicine is going to assist you in attaining or regaining your health, right? So knowing this fact that what you are taking or given is going to assist you, if you're choosing not to go by it, you will end up having a consequence in some form. Now, what that consequence is going to look like? It can be a deterioration of your health, swinging of your moods, not feeling good enough, not feeling energized enough. Yeah. So actually there is a consequence of you not taking an action in terms of taking your medication in a timely manner. And that consequence is actually translated in the form of the universal law of cause and effect, where every action has a consequence, be it good or bad. Now, how many of you know about the science behind frequency? What is frequency? Yeah, so some of you are saying that you are aware, majority are silent. Okay, so for the sake of bringing more clarity and understanding around this concept, understand that when we energize our thoughts, we actually create a manifestation template which creates our reality. So we are literally like engineers. Each one of us is like an engineer who is contributing towards the collective reality that we all are living in. Knowing that if we are consciously energizing thoughts of hatred, anger, frustration, depression, we are actually compromising on our physical and emotional health. And yet, if we continue doing it on daily basis, we are practically injecting these dense thoughts into the collective mind, which is coming in front of us in our reality with the same results in the form of collective hatred, collective discrimination, collective anger. So our frequency, each one of us who is vibrating and oscillating at a certain frequency, and this frequency is going up and down based on the quality of our thoughts, we are responsible for bringing what we are witnessing in our reality. So this is a very important point. Everyone requires to come to this realization that no matter what position they are in, they are actively responsible for the collective reality. And in summary, the points that I have jotted down here will make more sense to you now, that thoughts, when energized with emotions, they become highly charged. It's like ready to go. What do you want me to do now? It's like, they are all dressed up and ready to take the charge. So if any of these charged thoughts, if they are not expressed clearly, meaning that they are not connected to the goodness of your heart, that you don't have a good intention with these thoughts, they can easily get converted into toxicity. They can become poison for you. This toxicity creates energetic blockages within our bodies, as well as impacts the collective thought field in a negative way. And this in return results in the embodied energetic blockages, resulting into physical and emotional health issues. And the overall impact of these issues results in creating a dense and non-harmonious reality for oneself and the other. So how many of you can actually see this pattern in your life and in your surroundings? This is a pattern that is everywhere. Yeah, it's an ongoing pattern. We just require to become aware of it now as conscious beings. Bringing your conscious awareness to every thought is not an easy job, yet it is a work in progress, and it requires some kind of a mind mastery, because understanding that the quality of your thought is going to impact not just your emotional and physical health, but also the setup that is all around you, brings a lot of responsibility on each individual to make sure that what they are thinking and energizing is basically good for all rather than harming other people. Now, I just talked about the energetic blockages here and energetic imbalances within the body. So where does these blockages, the energetic blockages and energetic imbalances actually take place? I mean, for most of you who are not familiar with the energy work, you probably are thinking, where is this blockage actually happening? Like, okay, if I am an energetic body, then where exactly in my body these imbalances are happening? So understand that these energetic blockages actually, they, when energized by the thoughts or some kind of energized emotion, they end up creating imbalances and blockages in our energy centers. And we have 7 embodied energy centers, namely chakras. So let's have a quick review of these energy centers so you understand what each center represents for more clarity, because I believe that this is something as a basic information that every growing up child should also know, so that they can learn from the very beginning that what they really practice, what they think, what they choose to do in the form of inspired action, everything has a consequence. So they become more aware of their actions, their thoughts, their choices from the very beginning of their age, rather than ending up having consequences later in life. So the 7 embodied chakras are starting from the 7th chakra. This is like on top of the head. Its purpose is passion, purpose, and path. The sixth chakra is the third eye chakra, which is right between your two brows. You can even take your index finger and you can tap between your two brows to feel the location of this third eye, the sixth chakra. And this chakra represents your connection with the divine, your connection with the God creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The fifth chakra represents your throat. It is all about your self-expression. The fourth chakra is all about love, your heart chakra. The solar plexus is the third chakra, which is all around balances, balance in your life. The second chakra is the sacral. It is all around creativity and relationships. And the first chakra, also known as the root chakra, it is all around the finances and control. Now, just a brief description about the one or two of these chakras. So just for your understanding that, for example, the crown chakra, this holds the way we connect to the life all around us. So if you feel lonely or unmotivated, or if you have self-doubts, if you have feelings of victimhood, if you have like some sort of ideas of rejecting everything that comes your way, then pay attention to the clearing of the crown chakra. By clearing, I mean clearing it energetically. Energetic clearing requires some practice, and there are some modalities, some tools, some techniques. I'm going to share one of the technique today. So an imbalance in this chakra, on the other hand, can happen when you ignore things that needs to be addressed or when you are not well grounded. So two things can happen to your chakras, to your energy centers. Either they can get blocked because of the thoughts that you are energizing, or they can become imbalanced. Okay. Similarly, for the throat chakra, the fifth chakra, this is something very common. That's why I want to address this, especially for the growing children here. If you are not speaking your truth, if you are lying about yourself and your feelings, or even if you are suppressed by your elders to express your truth or your emotions, then blockages and imbalances start showing up in the throat chakra, and they start manifesting in the form of throat issues like underactive or overactive thyroid or tonsillitis. So these are just few examples. The same goes like with every other chakra. There are issues that are causing the blockage or the imbalances of the chakras, like any betrayal in love or any imbalances in finances or power and control issues. All these creates problems in the lower chakras, which are the first, second, and third. And majority of the time, if you find people who are like obese, who have like gained weight around their belly area, that also is an indication of the blockages or the imbalances of the first three chakras, the root, sacral, and solar plexus. And surprisingly, whenever we do the energy clearing, when we do these meditations, we do prayers set with our intentions, we end up starting to feel more lighter in our body, and eventually we also end up losing weight from this part of the body because the blockages are getting cleared out. So every manifested disease and problem always has a core issue related to an energetic blockage or energetic imbalance in these embodied chakras. So all of these problems that I've just talked about around the chakras, again, they are there due to the ripple effect of our thoughts that impacts our frequency, results in our choices and actions, and contributes towards the reality. So this is in summary how it works. However, to be willing to become aware of one's own thoughts is the beginning of finding one's own power. Every individual, regardless of their age, has self-healing and self-mastery powers. If a disease manifests for them in the reality, they require to then take inspired action to address it rather than denying it or running away from it. Accepting what has been manifested is also by the will of God. So we have a free will choice as a gift given to us by divine God. And we also have a divine will, which is very clear for us if we can follow through with it. So the conduct of life is given to us in the form of a divine will. However, we also have been given a free will choice to go totally against the divine will. So when we choose to go against the divine will, we will end up having the consequences. But even in the times of challenges, when we decide consciously that we will go with the will of the God, we will align our free will choice with the divine will, then we start gaining the power back in our life. We start feeling more lighter in our body, more peaceful, and more contented, which is by itself priceless. Yeah. Now, I talked about the technique that I'm going to share with you guys today. And this is kind of a fun technique, but it's very powerful. And you will be surprised when I'm going to take you through this small technique. Like probably it's going to take 10 to 15 minutes of our time from the overall webinar discussion. But it is important for every single individual who is joining me today to understand the concept of these life force colors, because if you can connect the dots, that how we charge our thoughts and how the energized thoughts then create a specific kind of impact on our health, then you will be able to realize that you do have the power to shift this collective reality and the reality that you yourself are responsible to create. So in order to stay in one's own power with calmness and focus, there is a powerful technique using colors that facilitates the grounding and the peaceful feelings within you. This technique is called the life force color therapy. Now, what are life force colors? So for your information, a life force color plays a vital role in maintaining the physical functions within our bodies. Like in English, a being is called a human. Yeah. So if you will pay attention to the spelling of human, the human contains the word hue, which means impression of colors. And we are basically made to love colors. I don't think so that there's anyone here on this webinar who doesn't like any kind of color. They always are going to tell you that this is my favorite color, this is my second favorite color. I enjoy walking out and looking at the greenery. I love looking at roses. So basically you are attracted to the frequency of that color that your body needs to get engaged with. And this is all based on the divine creation laws. Like this is how our universe works, that we have been given the power to choose, and at times we end up choosing what is for our highest good by making conscious choices. So the life force colors in a body, if they are deficient, then a person is likely to become physically or mentally unwell. And working with life force colors is actually a very joyful experience, which facilitates good mental and physical health. So in order for all of you to have a flavor of this life force color therapy, I want you all to make sure that you are in a comfortable position. You are not busy eating or drinking or talking with anyone. I want your full focus just for a few minutes in order to take you through this therapy. Just type a Y on the text chat if you are all set and ready, please. So there are some questions on the text chat, and I promise to address them at the end of my talk. So if you can kindly just keep these questions till the end. All right, appreciate. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the inner colors. Now, what do you mean by inner colors? When I'm going to show you the name of the color with the color itself, I want you to take a deep breath in as if you are sucking this color with a straw. Okay, just the way we suck like any beverages with a straw, this is how you are going to literally inhale the color, and you are going to envision it in your third eye, which is basically right between your two brows. By third eye, I mean that if you close your eyes, you can actually see the impression of that color right with your closed eyes in the middle of your two eyes. And even if it is not showing up in the middle of your two eyes and you can still see the impression of the color somehow with your closed eyes, then that's also going to work fine. So you're going to inhale the color into your third eye, and you are simply going to sit with this color for a few seconds, literally talking to that color, seeing it in its full form, and then taking deep breaths in and out slowly and gently. You are going to then have an out breath in a form that this color is going to run through your entire body as if you are showering your body with that color, as if you are pouring that color deliberately on your entire body, and then inside out, like filling your entire body with that color, and then moving it deliberately outside of your body, pushing it outside of your body. Okay, so this is why we call it inner color. You are going to visualize each color within your body, moving through and then going outward in your surrounding. So let's go ahead and start this exercise. I'm not going to wait for everyone to respond back because I have a very huge audience tonight. I'm just going to go through the steps so you can have an idea of how to run these colors. And then later on, via the recording, you can revisit and then you can practice it in more detail. All right. So the first inner color is white. Now, the way you are going to call upon this life force color, which is a creation of the divine God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a gift for us, you are simply going to request this color as such, calling upon the life force color white, or in your own words, in your own language. The idea here is to request the incoming of the color white. Just after this command, you're going to take a deep breath in through your nose, envision the white color in your third eye. When you can actually see the white color in your third eye, only then you are going to breathe out that color in your entire body, running it through every single cell of your body and then moving it outward. Okay? So this is how it is to be done. And surprisingly, even though you know what the color white is, but when you are going to close your eyes to envision it, for some people, it is not going to show up easily. I mean, this is how it is. And this shows somehow that you are deficient in this life force color within your body. Our body is made of water, mostly, and colors. Every life force color is one of the essential component of our beingness. Okay, so you will be in real surprise to know that once you will be able to grasp all of these inner and outer colors and run them through your body, you're going to start feeling more centered, more peaceful, contented, more organized, and more motivated in whatever you are choosing to do as a plan of your action. All right. So first, color white. After that, you are going to say, calling upon the life force color violet. Again, you're going to inhale it through your nose, envision it in your third eye, Literally see it in your third eye. With an out breath, send it to your entire body. And then after you fill your entire body, you are going to send it outwards. Clear? After the violet, the next one is indigo, color indigo. After color indigo, we are going to go to metallic copper. Now, metallic copper I have written here for the sake of you to understand that it is not shiny copper, okay? It's like matte. Metallic silver and metallic gold. So these 6 colors are called the inner colors because this is how exactly you are going to run them through your entire body. And once you are done with these 6 colors, only then you are going to move to the outer colors. If any of the color is not coming to your third eye, as several of you are mentioning on the text chat that it is not showing up, and you are like surprised at how come it's not showing up. So understand that it is deficient in your body. Until you actually see it in your third eye, you are going to continue calling that color. And if it is difficult for you to look at this color with your closed eyes, then maybe open your eyes, find an object exactly with this color, look at that object for a few seconds, and then again close your eyes to envision the same color in your third eye. Got it? Yes, so when I'm going to send you guys the recording, it's going to become more clear for you because you can play and replay it several times. So for some of you who are still not clear, just one more time, you are going to inhale the color into your third eye. You are going to find that color actually seen by your closed eyes. And when you can actually see it with your closed eyes, you're going to take an out breath, and then you're going to send this color through your vision and intention in your entire body, filling your body with the color and sending it outwards. Okay, so I'm just going to give a demo of the breath, how it is going to be done, so that you can have more clarity about it. So I inhaled the color into my third eye. I could see it in my third eye, and with an out breath, I sent it to all my body, immediately feeling a tingling sensation in my back, in my feet, in my palms, because this is the frequency of each color, and then sending it outward. So it's just a very quick practice. You don't have to spend minutes or hours into it, but for the ones who are the beginners in this color therapy, you might require to practice it for a more amount of time till you become proficient in envisioning these colors. So once the inner colors are done, we move to the outer colors. What are the outer colors? The outer colors are again 6 in number, and the way you are going to run them in your body is that literally you're going to visualize yourself swimming or floating in the pool of each color and literally absorbing the color within your body. from outwards coming inwards. So you become like a sponge, absorbing this color from your surrounding within your body. Okay, clear? So in this practice, as well as you are seeing yourself floating or swimming in the pool of the color, simply continue taking deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Keep your eyes closed and relax in your body. Like, this entire practice is to inject relaxation, calmness, and peacefulness for you, rather than making you more worried about the color not showing up. So it's not a big deal if the color is not showing up. With practice, it will eventually show up. Okay. So what is the first outer color? Bright yellow. So for this one, let's do the practice together. Close your eyes and project your consciousness, seeing yourself floating in the pool of this color. Maybe you can spread your arms on the side and feel yourself floating in the pool of bright yellow color, absorbing it within your body. And this entire practice requires you to stay grounded, stay in a very comfortable position, continue taking deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, not to worry about anything. Just give yourself this gift of time to do this color therapy for yourself. After the bright yellow is completely filled within your body, you are probably going to feel a kind of sensation that this is all you need at this time. Then you can move to the next color. The next one is deep green. Again, visualize yourself swimming and floating in the pool of deep green color, literally absorbing it within your body. Every single cell of your particle of your being is absorbing this beautiful divine color. These are all the gifts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are just not really paying attention to it. All the colors, all the beauty around the universe, unlimited abundance. It's just a matter of us becoming consciously aware of how blessed we are, and being grateful and humble to receive these blessings free of charge. Nothing is free nowadays. So this abundance is mind-blowing. Once the deep green is fully absorbed within your body, then we go to the blue-green, also known as the sign color. Again, float in the pool of this blue-green color, absorbing it from every side, literally becoming a sponge. Every cell is absorbing this blue-green color. And when you feel full, you move to deep blue color. Deep blue color. All right. There's a lot of information that goes with every color, that if you are deficient in any specific color, what does it mean? So maybe when I'm going to share the recording, at the end of the recording, I will put a kind of a PDF document that you can view that what each color means, or maybe just after this slide, because I was limited by time, so I didn't added those descriptions in this particular practice. But I will definitely provide you with the details of each color, so it will make more sense to you. All right. Yeah, the mission here is to empower as many as possible. Next life force color, magenta pink. It's a beautiful, loving frequency. So see yourself floating in the pool of magenta pink, again, absorbing it in your body, taking deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you feel full with magenta pink, move to the last color, mother of pearl. So this is like a combination, just the way you see the shades inside the pearl or seashell. So this is how it is. It's like a combo of very subtle colors. mother of pearl. All right, so once you are done with the inner colors and outer colors, then the entire therapy work is complete. You just hydrate yourself by taking a glass of water, drinking it, feeling the energy in your entire body, just staying with yourself for a few minutes, and then you start your routine chores again, like your normal routine. So the way it works is that every morning, whenever you have time, it's better to start it like early morning so that the rest of the day is according to the set agenda in terms of contentment, peace, calmness, willingness, cooperation, collaboration. This is the frequency of these life force colors. So if you will initiate them in your body early in the morning, you run them through your entire body in the morning, then you are set to start your day and you are going to feel more calm and more contented, which is the main goal for me for any of the practice, to feel the calmness, contentment, peacefulness. And always make sure that whenever you are running these colors, you always keep a very humble, grateful heart, because this is practically yet another blessing coming to us in the form of this knowledge. So just pay your gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for yet another way of teaching you how you can reach to a level of peacefulness and contentment. And whenever you are doing your recitations, whenever you are doing your prayers, as you are reciting and praying, you can simply in your mind run these colors as well, and you will see that everything around you is becoming very lighter, very colorful. Even the colors that were around you but you were not paying attention to them before, they are now going to start standing out in front of you. You are going to notice them more. They will become more vibrant and more colorful to your eyes. So this is yet another level of understanding that you are becoming more balanced within your bodies, in your energy centers, and you are clearing out any negative or dense thought forms which are not harmonious for yourself or for your relations or for your family members or the collective in general. So I hope this therapy protocol is clear for everyone. All right, thank you so much for confirming. Awesome. So, what matters the most? This is a question for everyone. What do you think matters the most? And you might have started already counting several things that matters to you. Maybe your career, your job, family, friends, your community, your jewelry, your gifts, which is really great. However, did you count it yourself? Because you matters the most to you, and your opinion of yourself is what matters the most. What you are capable of creating with your thoughts, your choices and actions actually are the experiences that you are creating. Yeah. So whenever you are thinking about something, you are choosing to do something and you take inspired actions around that choice, you are looking for some kind of an experience, which is in return becoming like a motivation for you to do that thing for the sake of feeling good and having a joyful outcome of your inspired action. I don't think that anyone in the audience deliberately do anything to harm themselves or to bring sadness, depression, or frustration for themselves. The ultimate goal of every experience is to have a joyful experience. Yeah. So this is the idea of the energy work. It creates that environment of enjoyment and lightness within you. And your determination to step up to any challenges is a recipe for a contented, empowered life. Now, since this webinar is conducted from the platform of Diabetes Wellness Center, Pakistan, I specifically want to address the community, which is, in my opinion, are the most courageous and empowered people who do not give up easily in the face of the challenges, in the face of diabetes coming to them. Yeah. So in my opinion, and I really pay my due respects and honor to all of you, that you are actually an inspiration for me and many others to rise above the challenges and become the warrior, a true warrior, faced by a challenge in the name of diabetes and yet fighting with it with all of your obligations and your plans of action to live your life in the best way possible. And I am also fascinated by some of the famous people in the sports and the celebrities who, being diabetic, they still showed the world the power of determination to rise above the challenges of this disease and to inspire the world with their accomplishments and charm. So, what are our inspirations? And I'm quite sure that for you guys, the young generations, these are your inspirations as well. So here are some famous celebrities and sportsmen who are serving as an inspiration for all of us. So the first one here in the line, because I love this game, cricket, my inspiration here is Wasim Akram, who is the Pakistani cricketer, the former captain of the Pakistani team. So Mr. Wasim didn't let diabetes get the better of him. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest cricketers of all time, not just in Pakistan, but around the world. Yeah? How many of you are inspired by him? Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. He is my hero. Yeah, that's true. A hero for so many people. The second one, my favorite, Zeba Bakhtiar, television and movie star. Zeba is a gorgeous and accomplished Pakistani film and television actress, highly acknowledged and applauded for her work throughout her career. She was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes about 25 years ago, yet she is in the forefront of several humanitarian services and supporting programs for kids with diabetes. And we are all very honored to have her with us in this webinar as well. So thank you very much, Zebaji, for your beautiful presence and for your support. Truly honored. The next inspiration, the good-looking, handsome Fawad Khan. I'm sure in Pakistan, a lot of people are really idolizing him. He is a television and movie star. Fawad Khan has been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes ever since he was 17 years of age. So now he is following a healthy regime and timely follow-ups. He is also maintaining a healthy balance in his life. So these are really good examples, guys. If you really want to be inspired, then look at their life. Look at how they are challenged by diabetes and how they are standing up to it. The next one is Nick Jonas, a lead singer and guitarist for the Jonas Brothers. Nick was only 13 years old when he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. He wants all kids with diabetes to know what is important. It is really important to never get down about having this disease and living up to your inspirations and your motivations. And I also wanted to acknowledge Gary Hall, the Olympic swimmer. Gary found a new strength, learning all he could about type 1 diabetes and how athletes can manage the disease together with the rigors of training. He is a two-time gold medalist in Olympics. So how many of you are really getting this inspiration? Yeah, especially for our young generations. So as I mentioned earlier, that everything we do is basically a choice that we make, from the simplest action right down to the life-challenging ones. So when you recognize that your life is your life and everything you do is inherently a choice that you make, your free will choice, that is when a shift starts showing up. When you take the responsibility rather than blaming the external environment and people for whatever you are faced with. When you start taking the responsibility of your actions, when you become proactive in getting what you want, rather than feeling victimized by a situation and giving up on it. So I believe that staying positive is the only way towards achieving success in our life. And how many of you here are choosing to stay positive by taking inspired actions? Always ask yourself questions, because asking questions from yourself is a very healthy exercise to find answers from within rather than seeking answers from outside of you. The divine guidance is always within us. You know that God Almighty has promised us and given us this light, that He is closer to us than our jugular vein. So there is no separation between us and the divine guidance. It's just a matter of tuning it within us by connecting more and more through our prayers, through our intentions. A lot of people meditate with different colors and lights and soothing sounds, and we in the community, we, as what we believe in, we communicate with the divine guidance with our prayers, with the power of our intentions. So the more we connect with this divine guidance, the more confident we become in getting this guidance from within, which is actually the guidance from the divine. So we are not still taking the credit here that we are the one coming up with the guidance. It's the guidance that we are receiving from our higher dimensions. We have access to all of these higher dimensions. It's just a matter of tuning into it. So giving up easily on the face of challenge actually is a big no for anyone who is on the path of empowerment. And as I said, that we always have a choice. We always have a choice to control what happens to us or what already is in our plan of action. So if you think about it, like, there are so many things on daily basis that you are choosing with awareness. You are waking up in the morning for your educational pursuits or your work, your careers. Even if you're feeling tired, you are making a choice to wake up and attend to your educational or career pursuits. Yeah? So this is a choice you are making. You make a choice to clean up and dress up each day. You have a choice to eat or drink or not each day. Even if you are not in a mood, you are still attending to your given tasks and assignments. So remember that feeling empowered or disempowered is a major choice we make each day. And based on this choice, we energize our thoughts and we end up creating a reality. So I hope that all this talk has made some sense to you and you have achieved some clarity around the entire process of how thoughts becomes frequency and frequency impacts our health and allows us to make choices. Yeah. Now, what is the message for all of you to take with you? Understand that no matter where in the world you are a creation of the divine God. There is no separation among the creations. Okay? God Almighty has not created any barriers from his side, or he has not created any separations. If he has challenged you with any kind of medical issue, that is a choice point for you to stand up to the challenge, request the guidance and assistance from the divine, and then follow through with that guidance in an empowered way. Because each one of you are very much needed, and you all have a big role to play towards the success of the collective reality. The final takeaway, what is the way forward, is to go easy on yourself. Those of you who are challenged, please go easy on yourself. Don't put yourself under stress by comparing yourself with others, because stress is one of the major energetic blockage. It impacts your health in a negative way rather than giving you any benefit. Do not shut the doors on people who love you. Do not give up on the challenge that has been bestowed on you by Almighty God, just to see how powerful you can become. It's a challenge, and at the same time an opportunity to rise above the challenge. Take care of what requires to be done as self-care. Don't just depend on other people, but do a regime where you can actually attend to your own self-care. And please learn to practice deep breathing. It's very important. Learn different techniques of how to do deep breathing. It really helps to circulate the blood in your entire body and moving the oxygen into every single cell. And as you are doing the deep breathing, just bring in the colors in your mind and keep running them in your entire body as well. Yeah. Be attentive towards your health. Make healthy choices in foods and drinks. Again, it's a choice point. You know what is good for your health and what is not. So be very conscious of your own choices. If you do end up indulging yourself in any other choice which is not good for you, then take responsibility for it as well, rather than blaming anybody who has stopped you initially from making that choice. And then always I want my clients, my students, my friends to do something for their own mind, body, and soul every day. And this is something that you can choose to do yourself, like what really soothes your mind. Praying, recitations, doing yoga, running, dancing, whatever really soothes you, makes your body move in joy, use that on daily basis. Do something for yourself. And for soul, of course, there are so many light ways of entertaining your soul. Helping others by itself is something that really enlightens your soul. I mean, this is what our soul is craving for, to be able to assist others. So there is actually another very long discussion around the soul, what it really requires and wants to do. Maybe we can discuss it in some other day. And above all, practice gratitude. Please remember to thank people who have supported you, your family members, your friends, your neighbors, whoever is there for you unconditionally. Appreciate them. Give a word of thanks. Show them with your gestures that you are grateful for their support, for their love, and for their care. And it's always a give and take that grows love. One-sided is always like a compromise. So with this, I am going to actually wind up my talk. I am hoping that you guys have learned something new today, and I'm going to open the floor now for any questions that you have. If you would like to give any feedback, you want to have the mic, just let me know. And as I'm waiting for all the questions to show up, I also want to pay my humble gratitude once again to the Diabetes Wellness Center for giving me this opportunity to talk to all of you, Dr. Fauzia Moin and her team, to all the participants of this webinar. Thank you very much. So who wants to give me a feedback or who has any question? Thank you very much, Omar dear. Thank you for joining. Yes, Dr. Fauzia.
Thank you very much, Shazia. It was a very enlightening talk, and it opened up the mind to many other avenues that we fail to look at, and many small things that is with us, around us, and again we fail to appreciate them. The example is the colors. So yes. Again, on behalf of Diabetes Wellness Center, I would like to thank you. And the thing is, showing gratitude, sometimes our teenagers, the kids with diabetes, they they think that showing gratitude towards their family members is a sign of weakness. I know some of my kids who are on this webinar will feel a little bit what she's saying, but the reality is that they feel that if they say thank you or they acknowledge the people's help, how would you advise them not to feel this way?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, that every feeling, when we energize it with some kind of emotion, feelings are emotions basically, and they start with a thought. So when we are thinking casually about something, for example, for any child who is challenged with this issue, when they are thinking within themselves that this is a huge issue for me and I will not be able to make it, or it is too difficult for me. So they are literally bringing into their mind this idea that they are giving into this challenge, that they are not ready to take this as an opportunity to grow out of the challenge with empowerment, or with a way to show the world that they are here to make a difference. So bringing in any kind of dense thoughts, because I don't want to say it negative, because thoughts only become negative when they are energized with emotions like anger, frustration, victimization, and then they are suppressed, they are not expressed. So if the family, for example, for the children, if they, because they are also challenged majority of the time with what is happening with their child, if the family and the child work hand in hand together, sitting together, like finding time for one another and checking with one another that what is going on in your mind now, literally inviting the child to speak up rather than suppressing these thoughts and then becoming toxic in their behavior, encouraging them to come up with, you know, the solutions with the child, like what would you like us to do, or what would you like to do yourself in order to make a better outcome of what is coming to you as a challenge. Like there's always an opportunity for both families and the child to come up to a way of finding solutions. Maybe if the type 1 diabetic or type 2 diabetics are actually giving up easily, then it is the responsibility of the friends and the family to find some ways to encourage them. Like there's always a community support that is a must for anyone who is challenged with this disease. A person should not be left alone to face this disease, because that by itself creates a lot of issues. And imagine that one person who is energizing thoughts of frustration and regret and anger, how impactful his negative thoughts are going to be on the collective. So it becomes like a responsibility of everyone to get to, you know, in a position where they can talk together with one another, encourage the other person, encourage the child to discuss their problems, discuss their issues, find some healthy ways of tackling it, enjoying together, activities. It's a win-win situation for everyone, and the entire environment of the house also becomes lightened up and joyful for everyone, rather than a child shutting themselves in the room or denying to take the medication or denying to eat anything, creating a kind of a dense setup for the family, especially mothers and fathers. So working in collaboration, it's not an easy thing because everyone is challenged by the problem. It's something that everyone has to face, not just one person. But at the same time, working together is the way. You cannot leave the child alone or even the adult alone to face this challenge. A community support is a must. Healthy activities, fun activities especially. Fun activities must be injected in every family deliberately, like make it like a mandate that not even on the daily basis, maybe if it is a challenge on a daily basis, maybe weekly basis or monthly basis, find some time to do some fun activities together so that the child will always have an opportunity to express themselves joyfully, and they can also look forward to that time. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does actually. So basically, communication, open channels, and not getting the letting the ego come in the way for the adults and all that. Yes, it makes a lot of sense, and I hope that all of the people with diabetes who are attending this webinar will take home some messages that to be open and be more receptive in accepting the negative and the positive side of everything. So thank you from my side, Shazia. And if anybody else has any question, they can always write in.
Yeah, so we have some questions here. We have a question from Zishan Munir. He's asking, how can we always be at peace? Diabetes often suffer from mood swings, for example, a neutral condition to sudden anger. Well, as I mentioned during my session, that all I can assist in my sessions is to provide you with the protocols and the techniques on how to calm down yourself. And of course, the mood swings results because of some kind of a thought that is energized by you. Yeah. So the mood swings is just a term that we are using to express ourselves. But this swinging of the mood is again a choice for you, whether you would like to have a mood swing or not. So again, it's a choice point for you. You can choose not to show your dense side and go towards the lighter side by practicing more of these protocols that I have just explained. So when you say, how can we, the answer is in your question, because I have explained the therapy, and it's just a matter of you practicing it more and more and see how much you can benefit from it. So it's not like a one-time practice. Understand that just the way you nourish your body with food and water on daily basis, you also require to nourish your body with the colors on daily basis. Yeah. So please do give it a go, and maybe you can send some feedback as to how it is helping you, because all of my clients so far since the past so many years, whoever is using this therapy, they always have something positive as a feedback. We do have more questions, but if you allow me, I would like to just wrap up because we are going beyond the time. Dr. Fauzia, will you be able to get back to me with some of the inquiries, and if they need some clarity, I can send back as an email?
Yes, sure. I've received a lot of questions on my side as well. So I will be sending you an email, and then individually we will be replying to everyone, because the questions are a little detailed and they require a detailed answer. And our session is already, we are 20 minutes more than the time. And I'm really grateful for you for giving us all this time, and for all of those who are with us still, and for their time, for their patience. And Thank you again, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Majaz Ahmed. So many people are actually giving their appreciation and thank you. So I cannot really scroll down the screen. It's hundreds of comments here, but I really appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. And please be gentle with yourself. Take good care of yourself, and good night from my side of the world. Thank you very much, Dr. Fawzia, once again. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.